Hello and welcome to the morning meeting. My name is Jimmy, sitting here with Matt in our gaming studio, where we now host also the morning meeting. We've commandeered the studio. I have zero intelligence on the show today. So anything that we discuss is truly off the cuff.
It's off the cuff, and I have to start with this because it's bugging the crap out of me, and I haven't talked to anybody about it yet. If the clock is before 9 a.m., let alone before 8 a.m., you can't have a conversation on the train. You can't.
Someone tried to talk to you?
No, not to me. Two people
they were
speaking
talking to each
so
other?
loud. I heard everything about their life.
Yeah, I don't like when people talk really
Come
loud
on.
in public. It's, I don't know. For me, it's an indication of you're annoying. But me and Courtney might do that to people.
This was
We
7:45.
kind of whisper to each other on the train.
This was 7:45, and this woman was very concerned that her daughter stopped believing in Santa.
Oh, that's not fair. That's funny though. But me and Courtney were on the train, and it was packed, and it was the train home. And this girl, she was young adult. She was talking to her dad, and there was a guy sitting next to her because it was so packed, and 3 people got laid off in her office, and she was just like freaked out by it. That it even, like, she didn't even know they said they were, and she, Dad, no one knew. Yeah. She was going like on and on. It was just like, whoa, you're in a packed train. I know it's not the quiet car, but still. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So that was bugging me, and I'm glad that that's off my chest. I'm sorry if the girl stopped believing in Santa. I'm sorry.
When did you stop believing in Santa?
In denial, 4th and 5th grade, I think.
Whoa, that's old.
Yeah. Well, you do the logistics there, and you're like, this can't be real. So I think like even 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, I knew, but I didn't want to admit it. The thing though is I'm the oldest, so I'm catering down, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
I like
the faith.
Emily always says that to me is, you watch Disney Channel for how long? And I was like, well, I was the oldest. I think that I'm shifting down rather than them coming up.
Wow. Playing down to their skill level.
Yeah. I have no qualms with Disney Channel. If the shows were the same that they were back then, there's a chance I would still watch.
I like Disney. I like Nickelodeon. I liked MTV. I liked a lot of TV.
Yeah, no MTV for me, and I think that was part of the catering down.
I wasn't that big into Nickelodeon, actually.
The Silent Library on MTV?
Yeah, but I was in college. Like, I was out on MTV by then. Well, anyway, welcome to the morning show. We're going to talk about, I have topics now. I have them in front of me. We hung out, featured in the published press, MLB season review, baseball 100, BBB filming. You want me to stop?
I mean, there's one that has a question because I didn't know if we were allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, year-end reviews. No, yes dinner. No goof and gaff from Landon.
Yeah, Landon didn't comment on the latest episode. So, guys that were looking forward to the goof and gaff,
not a Moylan fan.
Comment to Landon.
Maybe we invited Moylan to the goof and gaff, and he was
right.
He was kind of
pissy
about that.
Yeah.
And train combo at the very end. We covered that already. We have questions. If you guys want to submit questions on the YouTube channel, and we have questions left over from last week because Moylan jumped on the show, so there's questions left over. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, that's been very appreciative as we continue to do the morning meeting once a week on this channel, and it's also on podcast if you want to listen to audio only. And we also are going to continue to post like behind the scenes, different stuff, different content here and there. I really want to do a sequence breakdown of my premiere, but I'm waiting for a good breakdown to do it. Like, I have this cricket one I'm editing right now. It's actually 2 involved. Every single thing is a nest when I make the cricket ones, which is crazy.
Can I give people a challenge? Normally we get between 200 and 300 likes on these.
Oh, okay.
Let's get 500.
Oh, wow.
See what that does.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do
You just want to test the analytics there?
Yeah.
All right. Where do you want to start?
We hung out.
Yeah. A nice lunch.
Yep. We went to lunch.
Late lunch?
On Sunday.
I didn't eat dinner that night. I went to sleep so early that night. I went to sleep at like 6:30.
I think Emily was ready for dinner, and if she didn't do it, I wasn't going to do it myself, but I did.
I ate a lot at
Yeah.
Raymond's. I was starving, I guess. Yeah, it was nice. You and James hung out. He likes playing with you. Walked around Montclair. It's a cool town.
Yeah, James is great. I have no idea if he has any recollection of our time at Billy's and that helped in sparking us hanging out, but
I'm gonna say no.
I would assume not.
You just liked your energy the same as he did the first time.
I think you leaving for the bathroom before we left.
And him needing someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
He was good. Me and Katie were very surprised how good he was sitting at a table at a restaurant. We haven't done that in like a year, since he was like 1. But he was pretty well behaved.
Very well behaved.
Yeah. Good job, James.
Good job, James.
Claire's not behaving. She didn't sleep at all last night. Like, at all. I got her to sleep at 1:30, and I really worked for it, and then it would lasted like half hour, and then I got her, brought her in bed with Katie, and then I went and slept in the other room so I don't wake James and everyone up when I leave, and she's like not asleep. But I woke up at 5, which I don't think is unreasonable.
Yeah, I had similar sleep hours because Emily and I are going on a trip that leaves tonight.
Where are you going? I saw your big suitcase.
Tampa.
Oh,
but
nice.
that's a combined suitcase.
Oh, okay. You don't want me thinking that that's how much you pack for a trip to Tampa.
That's 20% of that's mine.
Okay.
I mean, that thing is full, and it's not mine. The one thing that I wanted to hit on real quick was just that we got featured in the published press, and I thought that was cool. Julian, who may or may not listen to the morning meeting normally, was in our warehouse on behalf of the published press and Colin and Samir team Thursday and Friday, and it was cool to see that instant turnaround. I feel like a lot of times with warehouse stuff, we have to wait, and the audience even has to wait a few months to have that gratification come through. And for me at least, and I hope some other people in the office, that was like instant, like, heck yeah, like that was cool.
That was cool. I'm going to be true to myself. I'm not incredibly familiar with the published press. Can you tell people what it is? But I've explained this. I'm not really in our own world that much. As far as like people ask, do I watch YouTube about YouTube? You do. A lot of our people do.
Yeah. Yeah. The published press is a newsletter that the YouTube channel Colin and Samir, who, like you said, is a YouTube channel about creators. They created this newsletter, and it's a good newsletter. I could link it below.
I've read it a bunch of times now because
Courtney's really into it too.
Yeah.
But it basically just covers YouTube news 3 times a week. They have 3 featured stories 3 times a week. I browse through those just to make sure I'm caught up with everything. And then at the bottom, it's like quick notes and job postings, which we've been featured in both of those before too. And I think that's the real. If I wasn't here, the Colin and Samir / published press job board is. I looked through it, and it is awesome. It's like big YouTube channels that need help, and just seems like the perfect fit for somebody that was in my position where I was doing it freelance and just as a hobby.
That's something we need help with is
full-time.
Is getting more applicants when we hire jobs.
Yeah, and
well, not more qualified for the roles we're trying to hire. We get a ton of people that apply and just say, I'll do anything, and I don't have a resume, but I'll do anything.
Yeah.
But so that should help. That's good. Julian was really nice. I enjoyed chatting with him, showing him the way I track the warehouse.
Yeah.
A little, I'm like a caveman compared to him.
Well,
but
he does the tracking for them.
Yeah, he's data analyst. That's why I was like, you want to see what I got going on in here?
Did he think it was too manual?
Yes. Well, it is. It's very manual.
Yeah, I know.
But if I don't enter it manually, I just won't check it.
Yeah.
Like that's I got to update the numbers in order to see where everything's at. Mm-hmm. If I don't do that, then I just don't check it, or I just don't feel like I'm inputting it. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. But when I actually go it doesn't take me that long to do it.
Yeah.
But have you seen my Google Sheet lately?
Yeah.
I showed you.
Yeah.
I'm getting better and better. And this morning, all I wanted to do was teach myself more Google Sheet tricks to make another. I was like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that with this and another project. And I was like, nope, fucking edit, dummy.
No, that's my goal too this offseason. I, for those that don't know, run an extremely competitive homer draft between my friends and I, and we take it very serious. And for a while, I was very proud of my Google sheet because it counts cells by color, and you get a certain green shade if he hits 1 homer, 2 homers every day. I told them that this offseason, I want to go and make an analytics page.
Yeah.
And I want to go percent. This is the first analytics thing that I want to do is percent of times that we pick somebody compared to the times that they homer. So we've done this for 4 MLB seasons.
You need to enter new data. You're not tracking just every player's homers, right? You could only do it at the end of the season.
No, but I have 2020 through 2023 seasons.
Yeah.
Every day, the name that we pick is there.
Then you just compare it to like how many times Judge homered versus, and then you just
how many times we've picked him.
That's easy. I could do that in a cinch. You want to hire me?
No.
That's very easy. I mean, I'm pretty above that right now.
Okay.
Want to hear this formula? It's just crazy stuff. False. That's the formula of the cell I collect. No, what I did that people might be interested in, and I sent some stats to the company about Floorball, so maybe I'll share those right now. Floorball 2 concluded, and the championship game has been up for 3 days, so I have all the comparison numbers of the 3-day views, which to me, I value 12-hour views, so how many views did it get in the first 12 hours of existence? 1-day views, how many views did it get in the first 24 hours, obviously, and then 3-day views. 2-day, because I believe that's people putting us on their schedule, like in their routine. Now what we sell on is 30-day views, but a lot of that is people picking it up at the end, people binge watching it, watching it on their own time, clicking around. So the people that watch in the first 3 days of a release of a game, in my head, I think that's like, oh, these people are along for the ride, like watching as they come out and want to watch it before the next one comes out. Does that make sense?
I agree, yeah.
So we have that for Floorball 2 now. We have all the data to compare it against everything else. And if you compare it against Floorball 1, it's 150% increase, which I thought was awesome.
Great.
And then if you compare it to, I took out the outliers. We have 2 outliers. 1-inning roulette is an outlier in the negative way because we did not play to our algorithm's likings. We made the games really short, thinking, let's try this.
Yes.
If you guys were listening to the morning show way back then, we realized, oh shit, these are not going to do well because we realized that we need to be around 35-minute plus for the algorithm to really send the videos around on the Warehouse Games channel.
That was a disappointing one.
We were just about to release the season. And we were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So these might not do well. And then they didn't do well, which confirmed our theory. And all the other videos have confirmed that as well. So that's good that we confirmed it. But I took out 1-inning roulette, and then I took out Blitzball Battle 3 because that's its own beast and was like a big.
There was a short that got 30 million views during that time, which is why I'm so interested for Blitzball Battle 4 views, because the odds that we get a 30 million view short.
Yeah, I would like Blitzball Battle 4 to be the same, if not better,
of course,
or in the same world as Blitzball Battle 3, and then eventually we say, hey, that's our flagship. We only compare the Blitzballs against the Blitzball, and then we compare the rest as we go.
That's the hope.
But we'll see. But anyway, what I liked is our floor is slowly increasing on 3-day views average. So Blitzball Battle 2 had 38,000 people watched it on average a game in the first 3 days. And then Ball and Play League went up to 39.8. So you're looking at 2.5, a little over 2,500 more. And then Floorball 2 went up to 43,300. So you're looking at whatever, 3.7, or I don't know what the math is there. 3, in between 3 and 4,000 base on 3-day views. Now, the 30-day views, which we sell on, are going to increase even more, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But to me, I like looking at that. So that's cool. But I have a Google sheet here that I have every game. I have the teams that played, the game number, and then the views, 12 hours, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 1 week, 2 week, 30 days. And then now I have the formulas to siphon it out to look by tournament total. And that's color coded. To look by team, which team is averaging the best. Ice, no surprise there. And then by game number.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm a genius.
Yeah, that colored one you had mentioned the other day, and that was sad because I wrote my own count the cell based on
the color. You didn't know there's just a plugin?
Yeah.
I didn't know there's a help thing on Google Sheets. You just say, like, split the cells, and then it gives you the formula.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Wait, I wanted to show you one more thing because you don't even know about this.
Uno mas.
Floorball Awards was the sheet that Sam made. And I want to, what the? Floorball Awards? Yeah. And did you see this that I did? Did I show you this already? So I had the list of all the players that I wanted to give out an award. And then, as I chose them, they got deleted from the list.
Oh, that's cool.
You like that?
Yeah.
So, like, that's going to be much easier when we say, okay, this is the crew available for Ball and Play
Definitely.
2. And then when I assign roles on the Google Sheet, if I use that person, they get removed from the list.
Yeah.
That took me a while to figure out.
That's
because
cool.
Excel has a real easy way to do a drop down where if you choose it, then it's not available in the drop down anymore. But you can't do that on Google Sheets. And I went through the whole 20-minute YouTube copying what the dude was saying. And then at the end, the final like function, Google Sheets doesn't do, but Excel does. I was like, fuck.
That stinks. This is my last job is watching YouTube videos to learn how to code things.
Nice. So I'm a coder. That segment will be called Jimmy is a Coder now. Because you don't even know.
Also, that segment.
Filter. Player names.
Put the graphic when Jimmy was talking. Put the that chart in. It was a little me knowing the chart that you were reading the 3-day views going up.
Oh yeah, I shared them in Warehouse Games Slack channel.
I wanted to pivot because this is the first episode of Morning not in the warehouse that we've recorded since the regular season ended. And
really?
Yes. And Analytics Lucas, had pulled numbers for the 2023 MLB regular season in his weekly content report, the latest one, 10-2. So, I don't know if you want to pull this up. I can Slack you the link to make that process easier.
He's got a section in there. I looked at this. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, there's a whole page, 2023 MLB regular season. I figured, hey.
Oh yeah.
Let's
top
deep
episode
dive
by
on this.
show.
Yeah, I mean the thing that interested me the most was the year-over-year growth, 2022 regular season to 2023. Jolly Olive and Wake and Jake. 60% growth year over year, fighting for that top spot, which is really cool. And then Towing the Slab, Talkin Yanks, and Baseball Today, Talkin Baseball, just by a smidge, all positive year over year growth, which is exciting.
I thought Talkin Baseball grew more than that.
Yeah, it's very small, little sliver.
It grew,
of growth.
which is great.
Yeah,
I thought it, but I remember checking in and thinking like it was going way up. Maybe not.
Maybe there's a few like really big outliers last season.
Maybe, yeah, or a good stretch. Talkin Yanks grew by what, 23% ish around. That's
would
cool.
agree.
Jolly had a huge year. Wake and Jake got after it. They had Eno Sarasan.
When?
I don't know if it's out yet, actually.
I don't think so.
But they recorded that yesterday with Eno.
Nice.
That's cool.
Him reacting to you guys saying that.
Yeah, I wonder if someone showed him. We did a video where Jake and I walked through Greenwich Village, and I pointed out these two dudes that were sitting in their hats didn't match up personality-wise, and Jake called one guy Jomboy hat, one guy Eno Saris hat, or something like that. And then Eno responded. So he watched it, I guess?
He watched
Eno's
it.
awesome.
I mean, he photoshopped his own face.
Yeah. I just didn't know if someone tagged him in it or something like that. But
I'm not sure he's watching all JJTV content. I mean, it's possible, I guess.
maybe he's a big New York City. I want to do another exploring New York City video.
He just happened to stumble across the New York City video while
Yeah.
he was watching other New York City videos.
I want to go to Rockefeller Center and do a Christmas one with Jake. I told Jake, and it's tough because I'm going up. We have Thanksgiving, then I'm going on vacation, then Jake's going on vacation.
Yeah.
And so we have to like pack things in ahead of time, so we can't really add extra stuff. But I told Zach that since that one's out, we should kind of always have one that he can edit in the background. In my opinion, just go explore and do stuff. It didn't do that great in views, but the people that like it really like it, and those are kind of our like depth fans. So,
but it also didn't do poorly. 13K is outperforming all of the ranking videos. It's
Guts
pretty on par with GeoGuessr. GeoGuessr a little above, I think, but it's not like that video was a bomb.
And you want to do GeoGuessr live, huh?
Oh yeah, I should have put that on the sheet.
Because I also don't know when we're going to do that. I also want to do JM live on Wednesdays live for 2 hours, but I don't know if that's possible or when we're going to do that.
Oh, the GeoGuessr live. I typed out that plan because I had thought about it a little bit. I really want to do it. But yeah, 2023 MLB season, that was cool to see.
Our plan is coming together of diversifying shows.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
As much as, that plan has a lot of haters and doubters. Maybe even internally it had some doubters until last year. But what we did last year, amongst media spend being down, amongst top-down organization of the company being a mess, and, that's on me and Jake and Courtney. So, there's a lot of things when we like reflect on the year as a company, and you're like, damn, like there's a lot of obstacles and a lot of different phases of it, and some weren't great and some were good, but the one thing that we did do really well was the plan we put in place the year prior to get more talent, expand shows, is really coming to fruition. So seeing Wake and Jake up there, that's another long form that if it gets into a nice average, has multiple ad slots, can be licensed, all that. Seeing Jolly Olive go up there is awesome.
I mean, I get that Jolly's is more so for YouTube than the rest of those in that top chart, but Jolly is, 120,000 average 30-day views throughout the regular season, which is massive shout out to him. Yeah.
And then talking Yanks going up is cool. That's not part of the diversifying. Seeing Toe and the Slab go up is nice. And then this doesn't even include, because this is like baseball stuff, the warehouse obviously taking off and growing, and some little social media content taking off and getting bought. So it was a really good year as far as diversifying our content and our portfolio. So that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, do you want this book? I mean, this is my challenge book for myself. I'm not a reader. I only read baseball books over the past few years, which is for better or worse, and I don't read that often. But I went to a bookstore somewhat recently, and now that I finished Hoax 62, I moved on to this 800-page book, which is by far the biggest book I ever read. Maybe the Harry Potter, one of those is close, but my goal is to read one player per day. It's the Baseball 100. This guy, Joe something, what's his actual name?
Poznansky.
Joe Poznansky. He wrote
Poznansky? I don't know how you say it.
He made a list 1 through 100 of the top baseball players ever. And the thing is 800 pages, so I figured maybe 8 pages per player. My goal is to read one player per day. And I think I'm going to start a Twitter thread to hold myself accountable since I've fallen off.
I told you that you shouldn't have a daily situation.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You should have weekly. Like 7 a week.
7 a week.
That allows you at the end of the week,
yeah,
on a Sunday, depending on how you frame your weeks. It's kind of weird that people do them differently.
No, Sunday would be the end.
Yeah, same for me. That you could put it an hour aside on a Sunday in the morning with you're drinking coffee, or I don't know if you drink coffee, whatever. I figured you didn't. And then you could catch up.
Yeah.
One a day is, for me, a recipe to fall so far behind you think the task unattainable and you give up.
I'm not fully to that point, but I did feel a little bit of that this past week because I started strong, then fell off, and I was like, shoot, I'll catch up.
Yeah. Do you want me to read a player?
I mean, I think that could take an excessive amount of time.
You want me to speed read it?
Sure.
People won't like that.
Wait, go to Larry Walker. He's like number 98 or something. I read it already.
96, yeah.
96. Read his brother's names. That's the craziest stat. I think I want to make a Twitter thread to hold myself accountable, and I'm going to list one sentence of a stat that I found most interesting. It doesn't have to be related to baseball or be a baseball stat. Larry Walker's would be his brother's names all rhyme.
Wow.
That's insane.
The Baseball 100 by Joe Posnanski. If you wanted to do the same thing Matty's doing, go ahead and do it. Number 96, Larry Walker. Larry Walker dreamed of being a hockey goalie. Well, more specifically, he dreamed of being one hockey goalie. The estimable, what's that word?
I don't know what you said. Esteemable, probably.
That's how you spell that? I've never seen that word written down. I like learning new words.
Worthy of great respect.
And how do you pronounce it? Does it have a sound on your computer?
Estimable.
So I said it right? Brand new word for me. Wow.
Shout out Joe. He writes well.
The estimable Billy Smith, the ultra-successful New York Islanders goalie who was sometimes called Hatchet Man for the way he would slash players with his goalie stick. To the young Walker, no one seemed cooler. He grew up in a mid-sized Canadian town with the wonderfully Canadian name of Maple Ridge. It goes without saying, hockey was and is everything in Maple Ridge. Hockey also was everything in the Walker family. His brother, Kerry, was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. The Walker hockey games were legend, and his father, Larry Sr., molded the hockey masks his son wore. So yes, Larry Walker would have become Billy Smith had his talent obliged. Same with me. So wait, he has another brother?
He has 3. The first one they said Kerry, right? I believe the others are like
Billy?
Gary. No, goodness, not
No, it's Billy Smith.
It mentions it at some point. It's like Gary, Barry, Kerry, and then Larry Jr., Larry Sr. I mean, you got 4 names in one household. That rhyme is crazy.
Yeah. Well, you got to believe in something. I can't find the other names. That's cool. I've been reading Green Eggs and Ham a lot.
That one's by Dr. Seuss if you want to follow along.
James thinks it's really funny. Here, this is him laughing.
In a box?
No.
Would you eat them with a fox?
No.
No? Not in a box.
No.
Not with a fox. Not in a house. Not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am.
He likes it. He requests it. Went and laid in his bed. He doesn't really sleep in his bed, but now he knows that as the place we read books. So we're building it as a safe, fun place for him to be. So he went there by himself and handed me that book. And then he really likes the Savannah Bananas book. That's like the 1-2 punch right now. About a one-armed girl who has doubters, but she proves them all wrong.
That's good stuff. I'm not familiar, but that's okay.
All right, well. Arms. Most humans have 2. This little girl has 1.
Right.
But it's not a detriment.
That's good.
She throws out the first pitch at the Savannah Bananas game, which is a banana, which I also threw out.
Right.
So.
All right. Let's take some time to answer questions because we fell behind last week when Peter bombarded our show, which we invited him on. But let's catch up a little bit. There was a few questions about YouTube back-end stuff, so let's knock some of those out. Quebner said, does YouTube give any sort of reimbursement or better standing in the algorithm if the channel gets a large amount of premium viewers?
Quentin Hubner. He's made some, he used to make that end slate, that Jomboy Media.
Yeah.
Say again. Does YouTube give any sort of reimbursement or better standing in the algorithm if the channel gets a large amount of YouTube premium viewers? No, I don't think so.
I also don't think so. But the second half of his question, how has the introduction of chapters impacted overall watch time? Well,
Yeah, better.
yeah. If you have access to a YouTube backend and you look at videos that have and have not chapters, that was weird. The ones that do have chapters, anytime that it starts to go down, it's a wave throughout.
Yeah, because people will then, it's the old pardon the interruption effect of letting them know what topic's coming up next. So if you're not interested in this one, don't leave. You might like the next one.
Yes.
And that's what the chapters allow, is they allow people to click around and find the next one and the next one. I think Talkin Baseball gets help because I don't think many people listen to the full recaps. They just kind of want to go to their game or their team. So it helps there. But yeah, the chapters help watch time.
Did you read Dylan's comment that's directly under this? Personally, I love them, especially on Talkin Baseball because it allows me to quickly watch the topic on my team when I'm in a hurry.
No, I didn't. But I know people do that.
Yeah. And then the other YouTube comment.
I don't know how it affects a view because I know YouTube's algorithm for what is a view after a while is like really odd. So if like you were to come on an hour 15 video, click it, watch a minute and leave, is that a view?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I believe that YouTube is 30 seconds, 10.
I forget. I know they have an advanced way to do it to weed out bots and stuff.
Yeah. But I think every time you come back is a new view. The other question is number 4 here, short strategy. Joe, he said, old man here, but I'm a supporter of Jomboy and even own a hoodie. So thank you for that, Joe. Long story short, he said, I feel overwhelmed with the YouTube shorts. I wish YouTube had a way of turning off shorts. Do you think the quantity is going to hurt you long term over quality? When I said the long form, I mean a video that's more than 5 minutes. The goal seems to be to use shorts to gain audiences. Is that your goal? Does that seem to work long term? And do you think it's going to hurt long term because there's more quantity focus rather than quality there?
Well, a lot of like the things that Joe's saying is right. Like shorts is quality over quantity.
Quantity over quality, yeah.
Quantity over quality because you kind of just throw a bunch at the wall and they're so algorithmic that, people don't see them in chronological order. There's no timeline, especially TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube Shorts. They really don't start pushing them until 2 weeks after you publish them anyway. So I think he's right there, and that's not fun. And then one of the questions was, does it work to grow audience? Absolutely. It's like the only way to get subscribers on YouTube right now is to publish a lot of shorts and have them be watched and shared and liked and commented, and then YouTube will push out your shorts more, and you are gaining subscribers from those a ton. That's the game. Like that's not if you're in our world and you're creating content at your business, you kind of got to adhere a little bit to the trends and the games and then do it in a way that you don't feel like you're sullying yourself or you hate what you're doing. So yeah, we had a big strategy that like the main channel wasn't getting subscribers at all anymore. And because we didn't do shorts on there. And so now we're putting shorts on the main channel. Some of them are just like the best 30 seconds from a breakdown. Some of them are specifically made to be a short. We've had success a handful of times on the main channel, but nothing crazy. I think I have a couple that have done really well. But the subscribers have started going up on that channel. So it is working there. And Warehouse Games gained a ton of subscribers when the shorts started taking off. So yeah, that is the formula that it is right now. That might change. Now, his one question of like, do you think the goal seems to use the shorts to gain audience first? Is that a goal? Second, does it work long term? Do you think the quantity is going to hurt long term? So if somehow YouTube, TikTok, they all want to monetize this short form. If somehow they're able to monetize it and it's more profitable than long form, then maybe that would hurt it and that would suck. I don't think that's going to happen. Seeing how other companies operate, especially some companies that we've been really interested in following what they're doing and how they're doing it and how they're selling, and that are like short form socials only, kind of like getting to know more, and they're jealous of us that we have long form audience. So because short, if you have a creator out there and you only watch their shorts, you're probably not buying their merch, going to an event, putting them in your like regular routine that much. Now, obviously, you have people that are doing that are very successful. Nikki Cass is one of those guys doing it and very successful. But, long form is still going to pay out better AdSense, and then there's more slots for ads to be sold. So if social media is your business and creating content's like your passion, but also your business, long form's always going to provide more availability for growth and a higher ceiling. But that doesn't mean you can survive by doing just that, because you need to send out invitations to your party, and that's kind of what shorts are right now.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I don't like that the YouTube app just made it so the shorts are right at the top. They just changed that.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of changes. I don't know how
like
in the weeds
if
you
I
are.
open it up now. Well, okay, I have one here. That's nice. But yesterday, I opened it up and it was just a block of 4 shorts, and I'm like, I don't know, because once I click one of those, I'm trapped for a little bit. So it's an addiction. You can control the first drink, but not the second. So
they're doing so many changes to the UI of YouTube. There's a new CEO recently. I'm not sure if this is, part of his first actions. What is it? What's the president's 90-day plan or something?
Yeah, I forget the term, but yeah.
But I mean, look at the top, right? This just screams like too much crowded over here, and then all of this is where this used to be. Like these links used to just sit here.
I'm guessing that's for socials now.
No, it looks bad there too.
On the phone.
And the channels page is gone on YouTube, which I just went through and updated recently based on a morning comment. That's gone.
Oh, yeah, I never used that. Wait, I still have it.
That's because I put that there. The actual tab at the top is probably not there. Go back to it, open a channel.
One microphone. I'll get
And then where it says home, videos, shorts, that scroll, there's probably not channels. No, just scroll those words at the top.
Oh. What? I don't even know what you're talking about. I guess I never
here,
used that. It's right here though.
Yeah, because people put that, this is something that we put on the homepage. It just used to be here. It would say channels, and you could click.
What would it be if no one had channels? You would.
It wouldn't appear if you didn't have channels.
Oh, yeah. I guess I never used that.
Yeah.
So sorry, Joe, that you don't enjoy shorts. Try not to click one, because they suck you in. But it is an ends to a means of it. Like I said, I try to explain them and think of them as an invitation. Then you try to get people in the door, and you try to get them to say, hey, I want to stay around longer. Let's take a tour of what else you got. And then I like this place. I'm going to come back weekly.
The Trey Turner short that we posted on this channel in May is still the first or second most viewed, most gained subscribers video week in, week out to this date. It just amasses.
Same with the Lou and Zoe 30 million on Warehouse Games.
Absolutely. Speaking of Warehouse, there's a few quick questions to hit on Warehouse that people were asking. Matt Jones would like to hear about the vibe around the office after a big Warehouse series concludes. Is there a hangover, or is it just business as usual? Do you share results with everyone in the company, or do they find out when it airs?
So this filming was Tuesday through Friday, so everyone had Saturday and Sunday to debrief. There's a huge hangover. The Warehouse is a brain melter, so I think everyone's really tired. Even if you don't quote unquote do much, it's very exhausting to be in that place for a while. And you have to be a fan. Being a fan is really tiring. So, yeah, there's definitely a hangover period, I think, but everyone does that on their own. Sometimes we've finished on Sunday and then you're back Monday, and that's crazy. But there's definitely a little hangover period, I think. But mostly just business as usual. Usually everyone's got to now catch up on shit and go right back to it. Like, it does not stop. The hamster wheel keeps moving. So, and then do you share results with everyone in the company? Yeah, I think everyone in the company knows because they're all invited to the championship game.
Yes. Everybody's invited. A real quick one here. Does somebody in-house do graphics for the warehouse, franchise logos, and that sort of stuff? Or is that contracted out?
We don't contract out much of anything, so that's all in-house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, let's give them a shout-out if it's in-house because they do an awesome job. Agree.
Matt,
Blake, Sarah.
I don't know how
Kenny.
involved Sarah gets in the warehouse designs.
Graphics team.
Graphics for sure. I know Scorebug is Blake, jerseys Matt, and Blake combo. I'm not sure who takes lead on. But yeah, they do a great job. It looks so good. It's awesome. The graphics that the editors use too, look really good. I love where those are at.
Yes.
So shout out to the graphics team.
2 more warehouse related questions. We'll cruise through. Sal, any thoughts about Rosie and Moylan not cursing so much in the booth?
No, I don't have any thoughts on that. Sometimes I think, if we didn't say fuck, little kids would watch us more, and that would probably help the business. And then other times I think words are so stupid. The concept of bad words is so crazy to me, especially without malicious intent. Like if Rose was calling the game and he was like, unfucking believable, that is nowhere near as bad if Rose was like, that is unbelievable, can't believe he gave that up, what a fat loser the pitcher is.
Yeah, but fat and loser are fine.
Fat and loser are fine words, but that's malicious and mean. The other one's just an expression. So I don't know. I don't understand people who let like words without malicious intent affect their brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's boggled my mind forever. So no, I don't care that much. I mean, yeah, you don't want it to be like when A-Rod went on R2C2 and just said fuck every other sentence to be cool. And it was like, this is awkward, but an expression here or there to heighten it or make it funny is fine by me.
And then the last warehouse question here, Phil said, does the fan reaction to the struggling guests for Hookline make you want to bring guests like that back more for Floorball 3, speaking engagement-wise? This is question 8.
Oh. Does the fan reaction to the interaction... does the fan reaction to and interaction with struggling guests for a hook line make you want to bring him back even more for Floorball 3? Not really, no. I don't think anyone enjoys that reaction. That's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think we'll get engagement other ways.
Yeah, I mean, we have people that play the heel. K-Mac plays the heel certain games. Jake and I played the heel in BB3, and that's like fun engagement, but it's all, part of the show in terms.
Yes. And then question 9.
There is a balance, though, of skill and entertainment.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Some people really don't understand. We are not trying to be the most skilled blitzball players in any way or floorball. Like, it is a entertainment, but they can kind of play league.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, we don't want it to be awful, which is why I'm never doing basketball, which is people ask that sometimes. Like, no one wants to watch a bunch of 5'6" to 5'9" white guys play basketball in a warehouse. And even if you do as a joke, you wouldn't watch 11 games of it. And anyone new that clicks it wouldn't be like, oh, what's this? The fact that we're really trying, really hustling, and, Nick can do what he did in the championship, and people can, make passes and plays is definitely a pull. But it also, you need to be entertaining and have like a crowd.
Let me ask you. This is off script now.
Mm-hmm.
Given the facilities that we have and the ability, tech-wise, people-wise, etc., is there ever a point, now that I'm phrasing the question, I'm guessing the answer is no. Was there ever a point that we would get to, let's host a basketball tournament because we know that's a popular sport and that performs well on YouTube, but we would invite King of the Fourth Quarter Kenny, we would invite people in, and we would provide the tech and the commentary, and like you would coach a team, Jake would coach a team, and that's funny.
I mean, we'd have to be so big at that point. Probably not. I don't think that benefits us that much.
Yeah. I agree. It interests me that we could bring in.
There's been a lot of attempts at creator leagues where there's no home. It's someone pulling the strings and getting everyone together.
Yes.
Like we did that with hockey creators, but in the end they played on our team names, our franchises, and our home, who does another one and another one. But there's been a lot of like, let's get all these celebrities together and they play this sport in this league, attempts, and no one's interested, and there's no stickiness at all to it.
No, for sure.
So no.
That's where I would say, like, oh, well, our players, if they want to play, great. But otherwise, you and Jake would be coaching team baggage. But yes, I agree. The longevity, I mean, the cost to put that on with appearance fees might just outweigh the results completely. And then even
appearance
still,
fees, hotel, flight is like way too expensive.
And then the odds people stay are low when we don't do it
I
again.
found a game that I sent to the crew yesterday that I want to play. And we don't even have room in the content calendar to add new games in 2024.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the games is new.
Yeah, we got to really figure that out. But look at this. It's like volleyball. How do I go to be? Yeah, it's like volleyball. Well, okay. There's two dudes on basically a badminton court, and they have a ball. And then there's a wall in front of them. And they have to throw it over the wall. And the other dude has to, if he catches it, he throws it back. If it lands.
With a massive ball?
No, it's like a handball. If it lands in the square, the other dude gets a point.
That's funny. I
mean, this is me and my dad used to play this on the opposite ends of my house. We would throw the ball over the roof, and if it landed, it was a point, you know? But this is just over a wall. I want to play this. Like
this would be fun to play. Their reactions are so subdued. It makes that watching that wasn't interesting to me. I feel like they were.
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
but when I see this, I see like we could put on a show with this.
Yes, I agree. It can't look like this, but I agree that we could do it better.
And maybe we do like a shorts league.
Yeah.
Like just gets released as shorts.
In the interest of time and wrapping up quick, I agree.
Did you see that this Joe's video got 2,200 shares on Instagram yesterday?
No. It's surprising because I've seen the video below like a long time ago, so I'm very happy that it performed that well. I didn't expect it. The last two topics I wanted to touch on, and I think I've hit everything, all of these questions. Cubs DJ asked about Yes Network. You've mentioned that Talkin Yanks blows other channels out of the water in terms of views. Are you guys counting views from Yes Network partnership?
No, I don't even know how to count those. No.
That was my question leading into, do we get any analytics for them?
No.
From them?
I'm specifically, when we're saying that, I'm not even counting the podcasts.
Yes.
Which does way more than the YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Talkin Yanks YouTube alone, because we usually say that with the subscriber rate.
Yep.
Does way more than other YouTubes. People just don't subscribe to it because they're not Yankees fans.
Yes. This question, Yes Network wise, they don't give us any like, oh, this is doing well, do more of this.
No. I wouldn't even know what to ask or how to gauge it.
Yeah.
Because it's all TV ratings, and obviously I would know how to gauge it, and I like TV ratings, but it's a little different.
And then tying into Yes Network, I do when I plan these shows, I go look at your calendar, and you have a dinner with Yes tonight. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of dinners. I really like the guys at Yes. Like, I like talking with them, chatting with them. I know it's going to be heavy, like Yankees conversation, talking about all the recent shit in the Yankees world, which is always fun to hear from their perspective. And then we're just discussing, I think, like reflecting on the relationship and what into the future. I don't even really know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll get a nice steak. I bought a collared shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
They reached out, right? We didn't reach out to them for this. They reached out to us.
It was kind of like let's get
Mutual.
dinner after when the season ends for a while.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Last 365 days, talking Yanks, talking baseball. That's kind of wild. Guess the views.
In the last year?
Yeah.
17 million on Talkin baseball and 18 million on Talkin Yanks.
You're high on both because you got regular season in your brain. But talking baseball, 10.2 million last 365 days. Talking Yanks, 10.1.
Wow.
So it must have been like last 90 days.
Well, since Boone. I mean, that makes a massive difference.
But at one point, Talking Yanks was double Talking Baseball. So Talking Baseball.
Oh.
But I think I wasn't doing last 365.
Do it from the start of the regular season. I think that you're going to get more of what you expect.
Yeah, I'm going to do last 90 days because that's easier. They have that as an option. Talking Baseball goes every day, and Talking Yanks didn't have a postseason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's...
Before the playoffs.
Yeah, you'd have to customize it as like regular season, like you're saying.
You saying that you're not the biggest dinner guy
reminded
me of what you said at lunch. Like, you're out on restaurants.
I don't like restaurants.
I
don't like being on other people's time.
That was...
which maybe that sounds like the most douchey thing, hearing me say it.
I didn't think of it that way, but...
Because, like, my family, friends, employees, but, like, going to a restaurant, just, like, waiting, and then, like, just, like... But growing up, like, after I was finished eating, I would go to the parking lot and play with my dad with a tennis ball or something. Like, I would always, growing up, leave the table as soon as I was done eating, and then me and my dad would play in the parking lot, or me and my friend would go play, and I never did that part of dinner. So I think as an adult, now that I have to sit there, like, I'm done eating, but I'm just stuck here until you guys stop talking or this check comes, and I hate that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why you ate so much when we went out to lunch.
Dude, I ate so much. I gained a lot of weight the last 3 days. I think it's because I ate so much at that meal.
I was laughing because that's Emily when we got home later. She was like, Jimmy had a hot take. And I was like, what did he say? She was like, he said he hates restaurants. I was like, oh, yeah, that's funny.
Not the biggest restaurant guy.
I
also don't care about food as much as most people care about food.
Means to an end.
Yes, that's why I don't choose my lunch any day.
I wish I'm too picky of an eater. I hate choosing meals. Because I agree, like, I'm not into food, I guess, but I'm too picky of an eater for somebody else to choose it. All right, last thing before we close this out. Question from J.C. Strowlin. This was from before. They asked 2 weeks ago, aside from balancing your work and life together, what has been the most difficult part of running Jomboy Media?
Oh, definitely balancing life and work.
They got you. They
knew that was number one, so they took it away from me. That's a bummer. All right, during the regular season, April 1st through September 30th or whatever, $7.9 million for Talking Yanks, $5.5 for Talking Baseball. So it is more.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I have like three jobs because I have family, content creator, and then like the management and like program director for all the content. So I think, they took away the life part, but even balancing the work is tough besides between creating and meetings. Like that's why I like coming in here at 5:30 in the morning, because from 5:30 to 9 is when I can edit and kind of create. And then from 10 to 5, I'm recording podcasts or I'm checking in with employees and doing meetings or fixing the next idea and organizing it so everyone can move forward. That's just as tough a balance as the work-life thing. I hate missing bedtime. So yes, dinner tonight. Like I'm not going to get to see James and Claire when they go to sleep. And that, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
So he said no work-life balance, but that's my number one dislike.
It trumps his ruling it out.
It trumps that he took it out. Other than that, the hardest thing, I don't know if that's a good answer. It's just me personally. I don't know if he means like the whole company.
I think that's a fair answer.
But yeah.
I
full-time creator and then full-time, head of content or whatever is tough.
Yeah.
Especially when, the edits take a long time. Like today, I have a busy day, but there's a window open from 12 to 3. That's prime distraction time for like myself. I'll go like organize stuff and other people will come up to me and ask questions. But I have to edit, so I told John to reserve a room and make sure I don't come out.
It's fair. It's fair.
But I like being in the office and like being able to chat and hang out with people.
Yep. No, I agree. It's, relatable to be able to balance. I think that's when we're talking early 2023 where managerially we could do a lot better. I think that's where personally, I'm not going to talk for the other managers, but that's where I was at too. Just being able to focus, and that's why I cleared my editing slate almost completely.
Yeah, it's tough.
Makes a big difference.
It's tough to manage and help and also do.
Yeah.
All right. India's going to beat New Zealand in the semifinal. Your thoughts? You think
What's the New Zealand team name? The All Blacks?
Well, that's the rugby team. I don't think the New Zealand cricket team has a team name.
Well, I've been out on them ever since they didn't adopt the rugby name, so I'm glad.
Shit. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. No need for music, Rob. I covered it.